from Los Angeles, California. We are the Mad Scientist Party Hour.
Hello there, friends! And welcome back to another episode of Mad Scientist Party Hour. My name is Kevin Kraft, joined once again by a man who's had his pants and underwear repossessed and is currently jacking his boner off half Nelson style. That's Geoff Clark.
What's up, Illuminati?
And beaming to us from the MTO sandwich-making station of a Wawa, the bearded booger-eating bandit known as Shuddy Boy.
Yo, brat, brat.
MTO, what does that mean?
Made to order, buddy. Made to order.
Oh, yeah.
All the Wawa sandwiches are fresh?
They can be.
Yeah, I mean, you just walk up to one of those touchscreens and you customize whatever sandwich you want. They got them at Sheets as well. And they're wonderful. They're fucking glorious.
I'm so jealous. I want to go to a Wawa's and a Sheets.
I mean, I feel like a strong check mark in the W column for 2025 would be like, just alleviate some of the pressure. Just fucking make something cool happen. Like, Wawa, expand into Los Angeles. We've been good. What if we did a trade? What if we're like, look, we'll give Pennsylvania In-N-Out if you guys give us Wawa.
Do you think it's worth it to get Wawa?
Well, I mean, I don't mean like trade in a sense like we lose it. Like let's both have both.
I mean, I'm down. More food options are never a bad thing. I think the great people of America need In-N-Out. It's a wonderful place. My girlfriend was anti In-N-Out the first couple times she tried it. And you just got to find your order. You just got to find how you like your burger, and then you will fall in love with it, which she did.
It's very true. I wasn't on the In-N-Out hype train until I got a double animal style, and then I was like, oh, there it is. There's the magic.
I've said this a million times, but part of the beauty of In-N-Out is they never dip in quality or customer service. It is as good as the first time.
Yeah. Very rarely increase their prices as well, which is nice.
No, it's probably the most affordable fast food spot, at least in California.
That's even the last time my grandma flew into California, which might have been for the John Cooper premiere. When I picked her up, we went straight to In-N-Out. Even people in their mid-80s, once you get them up from LAX, they're like, "Where's In-N-Out? We got to go to In-N-Out."
The one next to LAX, the busiest fucking In-N-Out in mankind.
Yeah, it is worth noting. There is nothing In-N-Out about In-N-Out. It's a fucking excursion.
It's not fast, but they do make everything fresh, it would seem. So, in that sense, it is worth the wait. But I've listened to a good chunk of sports betting podcasts just sitting in the drive-thru, just waiting.
Yeah, you could learn Mandarin if you're a regular at In-N-Out. Just download Duolingo.
Yeah,
and you'll
crank out a few courses.
So, remember last week when I was talking about how John Cooper got into another festival and there's going to be another LA showing?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, when you get into a festival, they send you a form to fill out, and they want to know some of the names of the key crew. They want certain stats, contact info, all this shit. One of the things was like, we don't want to know the premiere status. Would this be a world premiere, a Los Angeles premiere, or not a premiere at all? Obviously it's not a premiere. So I got an email saying that, unfortunately, since your film is not a premiere, we are withdrawing it from the festival. And I was like,
Oh.
okay. So does that mean I'm no longer even, it's not going to play, but is it no longer an official selection? And they're like, unfortunately, that's correct. And it's like, so you guys watched my movie, liked it enough to include it in your festival, but since it's shown, you're now taking it out of the festival. Like, who the do you think you're fucking con?
Completely, instead of just recategorizing it.
Yeah, like you're not fucking Sundance. Like for a smaller film festival, it's kind of a fucking scumbag move to do that to like struggling indie filmmakers who they 100% understand how fucking hard it is to have a completed film on your hands and doing the film festival circuit and how important every set of laurels you get are. And not to mention how fucking tight funds are. So, you know, you'll never find a film festival that will fuck you over and give you your money back. They will keep your entry fee no matter what. Because at the end of the day, they're just there to make money, not actually really do anything. So I was
They kept your money too?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah. And I was like, because like when I submit to festivals, I do it through this website, Film Freeway, and at the bottom of every listing is the festival rules. And if something is, if they say it has to be a premiere, at least for like either that state or city or whatever, it's stated there. So I copy and pasted the rules. I'm like, according to your own rules, it doesn't say anything in there. How was I supposed to know this? And they sent me a screenshot of a tiny little pull-down tab that you don't even need to see to submit the film. So, like, you can submit your film, but there's also all these, like, little categories that say, like, what you can enter as. So, like, when you hit the button Submit Film, it takes you to a separate page, and it's like, is this a short? Is this a blah, blah, blah? And it tells you what the fees are. So, obviously it's a finished feature, so you hit Feature, and it does not show up in the checkout process. You have to, like, I guess do an extra step. So it's this tiny other little hidden tab that you don't need to click. And every film festival I've ever submitted to tells you in the rules, because my film is now disqualified, so that seems like it would be classified as a rule. And they just chose not to fucking put it there, and they fucking hid it in some weird little, like, pull-down tab that you don't have to click through to get to submit your film. I could see if it, like, showed up while you were submitting, but it doesn't. So they pretty much fucked me there. And, man, it is... like, sure, keeping the entry fee is a kick to the nuts, but to give you a set of fucking laurels, which are huge when you're trying to sell a movie, and then take them away... Like... Not even based on the merit of the film, just because, like, oh, well, we wanted to have it show first. Like, God! There should be some instances where violence is legal.
Oh, yeah.
So
that was the whole point of that James Gunn movie, Super. Oh,
yeah,
one of the storylines.
Yeah, I need Super. I need Rainn Wilson to come and hit somebody with a fucking wrench.
Dude, that's brutal. I wonder. Like, does this film festival, is it big enough where they can just be turning down movies? I guess if it's LA based, possibly, but
I mean, it's not like they're turning down, like, a Sean Baker movie. Everybody submitting and participating in these are like rinky-dink films like mine. But it's just the fact that, like, they know better.
yeah.
And the fact that they hid it in a fucking tab that you don't have to, like, click through and didn't put it in the rules, it just comes across as fucking slimy. Like, there's a reason you didn't put that, like, front and center in your fucking rules. It's because you want to fucking trick people and keep their fucking money. So, good for you. You fucking gypped a struggling filmmaker out of fucking money. You guys are cool.
No, that's fucking weak, dude.
Shout out to you. But it is still going to show again in a different market at the end of next month, the end of April. So in a couple weeks, I'm allowed to promote it. So that'll be fun. Man. But anyway, how was your guys' week?
It was good. How was yours?
Yeah. I feel like that kind of sums it up.
Mine was fine, kind of boring, struggling in this post-football betting world, unfortunately. But my St. John's Red Storm, the college that I went to and graduated from in '08, is fucking balling. We have a legit chance to win the national championship, Kevin, and I am pretty pumped because in a goofy way that improves my degree. Which I think is pretty straightforward. You kind of get that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's fucking awesome. I can't believe just how fucking nasty St. John's is. So I'm pretty excited about that, but I didn't really get out of the house much this past week, unfortunately. So I don't have that good of stuff to talk about. I did get back to playing basketball. That was a fucking disgrace. My fat ass needs to lose weight epically.
When was the last time you had played basketball
It'd been a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I didn't shoot a basketball at all in between playing in the Wednesday pickup leagues that I play in.
So were you playing like Michael Scott, just like not even hitting the backboard, just like overhand throwing it?
No, I'll never be that bad. But I didn't even practice my jumper before I started playing. I walked on the court pretty cold and really just built a couple brick houses. That was fucking terrible. So that sucks. That sucks for the old confidence. I get more mad about losing in basketball than I probably should as a grown man, but had that, kept up my losing ways in golf betting. So it's been a bummer in that sense, but
golf betting seems tough. There's too many people playing.
Yeah.
Like in a horse race, what do you have, like 10 to 12 horses? How many people are golfing?
It depends on the horse race. Kentucky Derby can get up to 20 horses. I've seen as few as 3 horses in a race. This golf tournament, I think it had 150 people in it, 144. So, yeah, it's a fucking crapshoot in a lot of ways. I think I hit 5 outrights, 6 outrights maybe last year. I have 0 so far this year, which is a bummer. But yeah, it's tough. And then the guy who won this past week was 120 to 1 underdog. So no one, like, I don't know anyone who bet him.
Is this the guy? I saw some headline where some dude hit like back-to-back hole-in-ones.
He did not do that. Not the guy who won today.
Man, imagine hitting
this week
two hole-in-ones in a row and you don't win. I'd be like that fucking Cardinal in Caddyshack. Oh, rat farts! And then get struck by lightning.
Well, one of the guys who kind of choked away the tournament shot a 59 the first round. There's only been 15 sub 60 round performances on the PGA Tour history. So he fucking killed it and really wasn't able to parlay that into the win. It's not as crazy as 2 hole-in-ones and one round, but it's an iconic performance, and he still couldn't win. But yeah, golf's been lame. I've been continuing my WWE rebirth. I've been watching most WWE events since the start of the year.
On the cock?
What's up?
On the cock?
It's all over the place, really. Cock is where they do the PLEs, which are now, they used to be called pay-per-views. They don't do pay-per-view anymore now. You just got to get a Peacock subscription. So they call them premium live events. But yeah, I watched the Elimination Chamber.
Which is the one, because I saw some headlines. I don't know really much about wrestling at all, but I did see all these people talking about John Cena turning heel.
Yeah,
So he's a bad guy?
he's a bad guy for the first time in I think his entire career, which is like close to 20 years.
He was a heel at the beginning,
Does he get
Oh,
sort of.
does he get new entrance music?
No.
someone asked that. That would actually be kind of cool.
Because he's the one that has that Shabadoo! Point, 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 point. Point, 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 point. Right?
yeah, Hulk Hogan when he went heel, he changed his entrance music. Went to Voodoo Child,
Is
Jimi
that
Hendrix.
is that after the voicemail telling his daughter he doesn't want her dating N-words went out? Is that when he turned heel?
No, no, he
He
officially
turned
turned bad
heel
guy before
pretty
that.
Yeah, he turned heel pretty much when he went over to WCW.
He should have tried to play it off like that was my wrestling character that left that voicemail. He turned heel, remember? Part of his new
Yeah.
characteristics is he's a raging racist.
What's the term they use inside wrestling where you don't break character? Is it kayfabe?
Kayfabe.
Kayfabe? Yeah, he should have just told the media I was kayfabing it. I was
Oh yeah, I went key fob.
I don't break character until the DVD commentary.
So did you watch
Uh,
that John Cena thing? Was that part
I
of
didn't
your
know.
wrestling watching?
Dude, I fucking fell asleep beforehand. I tried to watch it, but I fell asleep in the middle of the Elimination Chamber match. So,
Good
and then
lord.
I woke up and I saw everything on social media, and I gotta still go back and watch it before Monday Night Raw tonight. But I'm just in the WWE world. I'm back in. It's been close to 20 years, actually for longer than 20 years now. But I would consider myself a fan again.
Does your bookie take bets on WWE?
He doesn't. You could bet. I think you could bet the Royal Rumble, and I'm assuming you'll be able to bet WrestleMania.
Hmm. Man.
I don't know. We'll see though. I
Well,
did bet the Oscars.
you with your I don't know, I guess less than stellar return to basketball, I've had to put my fucking running on pause,
Well, what happened?
which huge bummer. Um my knees have just been getting slowly more and more wrecked from it, and like last week I went for a run. I think it was like Tuesday or Wednesday, and like every step was like someone was stabbing me in the knee, like both knees. And I was like, "Man, what the fuck?" And I would like stop and walk a little bit, and then I would start running again, and I'd run for like a couple of minutes, and then it would come back, and it got bad. Like I probably since the new year ran like 100 miles, and now I kind of have to stop because it's like even when I'm not running, like if I like lean over to grab something or like my leg turns weird or puts like a little bit of pressure on my knee, that feels like I'm getting fucking stabbed. So I thought I was, stretching and doing squats and lunges and stuff and doing some strengthening of the knees to sort of help with that, but I don't know. I think the combination of me just being old, being a wuss, and also, I guess, doing no significant or serious injuries, but just taking so many falls straight on the knees when I was like a kid skating and then snowboarding, just falling straight on the knees. I think that combo kind of just fucked me up. So I got to start doing cross training now because I don't want to let up. Because I did, my titties have gotten kind of small. They're almost like, oh no, I spoke too soon. You probably could fuck them still, but I have trimmed down, and I want to keep the momentum going.
Dude, I think you should mix in some weightlifting. That's like the best way that'll for you to cut fat quickly.
Yeah,
And
I
they're
mean,
not trying to get the jacked look, but
I'm not trying to get jacked. I just want to tone up and lose the flab. And it's when you can't afford a gym membership, options are kind of limited. But I've got some people that have been giving me tips, like Bonnie, who's like helped me out with a lot of running stuff. She's been giving me some pointers and helping my stupid ass out. By the way, I do have to give her a little bit of a plug. She does a lot of like 5Ks, 10Ks, half marathons, marathons. Like she's a running addict, and she does like some charity ones too. And she's got a charity organizing thing for the American Cancer Society. She gave me the link, but it's not like a link I can say go to this because it has like a whole bunch of numbers and squibbities and stuff. But I think if you go to secure.acsevents.org and search for Bonnie Bagley, you should get her donation page up. She's had cancer affect her life, so I know this is really important to her. I can also put a link to it in the YouTube description because that's an easier way to get a clickable link. But she's doing the Bank of America Marathon in Chicago in October, so she's raising funds for the run. So if anybody wants to donate to something that actually goes towards helping people, cancer research and stuff. She's been a longtime friend of mine. She's been an MSPH listener since virtually day one. So she's good people.
Love Bonnie Bags.
And
When is
Carl
it?
and
It's in
I,
Chicago?
yeah, in Chicago in October.
Nice. That's probably the perfect time to go out to Chicago, too.
Yeah, where it's not going to be too hot, not going to be too cold.
Any chance you're going to be out there?
For a marathon?
Well,
I would say no.
I mean, you've never been to Chicago, right? And you've been wanting to go.
That's true. I haven't
I
wanted to
might,
go.
I might be out there around that time. Maybe
I'm
I don't know,
hoping
maybe I'll pass her a cup of water while she's running.
I'm hoping to get into a Chicago Film Festival. So
That would be another sick reason to go to Chicago.
kill two birds with one stone. Go promote the movie and finally get into Chicago proper, not just a layover at the airport.
Chicago is a fucking phenomenal town. One of my gambling homies actually has a job out in big time finance job out in Chicago. I want to visit him, see what's up. Maybe if this sports gambling thing doesn't turn around for me, I can fucking get some work with that fool. Become a finance bro.
Yeah, actually, Carl and I went and did like a little double date with Bonnie and her boyfriend. Went and got some food and then went and saw the monkey.
Did you do Felix's or Mother Wolf Part 2?
No. I gotta let that one breathe a little bit.
That girl from Stranger Things, Millie Bobby Brown, I don't know why I know this, but I saw on social media that she went to Mother Wolf the day we went to Felix's for like her 21st birthday celebration.
Oh, no way.
She was looking like a snack.
I really feel like we were talking about on the Patreon show last week some of our favorite 80s movies, and I was talking about just a wonderful revisit to watching Big, the Tom Hanks classic. And I really think that silly Bobby Brown, like, once she got, like, I don't know, maybe closer to 18 and up, she really started looking like Elizabeth Perkins to me.
Good call. I don't think you mentioned that, but you definitely talked about Big last week.
Man, I know this is a bit of a detour, but holy fuck, I can't wait for the final season of Stranger Things. One of those shows that's just so fucking hyped, but it's like, how can I hate it? It fucking deserves it. It's so goddamn good.
Yeah. I don't know. One of the recent seasons, so much time had passed before it aired, and I kind of had the feeling was, is it really that dope? Whatever. I almost like forgot out of sight, out of mind. And then I just banged it out in like fucking 3 days. And I'm just like, oh yeah, this is fucking sweet.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be weird though, right? Because these kids are fucking old.
Yeah, they got it. They had to have written in a time jump or something. Which,
You hope, right? Because isn't that Finn kid like 6'9"?
yeah. And that was like, if you go back and watch the first season, that was one of the things that kind of made it so charming. Was like, it had that Goonies vibe. You know, it was like
Yeah.
young kids going on a crazy fucking adventure. And like, it's a little weirder now that they all look like grown-ups. And, you know, now that it's like, oh, well, now they're adults off on an adventure. It's like, all right, it's still fun, but like the inner child in me loves that fucking Goonies type adventure that, you know, they let too much time breathe between seasons, you know?
Oh yeah.
But and man, speaking of Goonies, I just saw that they like officially greenlit a sequel, and it's like, what's the point, man? Richard Donner's dead. You know, fucking Mama Fratelli's dead. Sloth is dead.
You're going to watch it though, right?
I mean, I'm gonna, but like, you know, it's just I don't see the what could capture the magic of the original Goonies with the Goonies fucking like, is it like the Goonies middle age doing their taxes? Is that the plot for Goonies too? They got to get Sloth's mom into a nursing home.
They got to find the fucking treasure so they can pay their back taxes.
Yes, the quest to get Data health insurance.
Yeah. That's probably a real struggle for people that grew up on the Goonies right now. Like, this is actually perfect.
Yeah. But yeah, we
My
did.
brothers went and saw Monkey on Tuesday. I bowed out because I had a feeling that it was a little too much, and my brothers kind of confirmed that. Did you like it?
I loved it.
Yeah.
It was so fucking weird. And it was like, I feel like a lot of, because it was a packed theater, even though it wasn't opening weekend. There was still a lot of people in there. And I don't know if the weird ass humor landed with everybody the way it landed with our group, because it's kind of hard to explain the sense of humor of it. It's very dry and dark, and it's like weird. Like there's like a funeral, and the priest like stumbles up to the pulpit or whatever. I think that's what it's called, and he's like almost looks just like a stoner. Like a young stoner. He's like, whoa, you know, the fucking, man, that sucks, you know, when you die and stuff. It's just like people saying things. You're like, wait, why is this character saying this and speaking this way? It's a very, very odd tone. But man, it was fun. It was my kind of weird. It was so fucking bizarre that literally anything could happen. So, like, even when you go into a movie and you're like, ooh, what's going to happen next? You kind of have an idea of, like, the lane it's going to stay in. But with the monkey, you're like, seriously? This movie is so fucking weird. Literally anything could happen next. And it was a very surprising movie. It had a high body count. It had some pretty cool and gross kills. And, again, that style of humor, it was so up my ass. Like, I fucking really dug it, man. I'm actually really looking forward to seeing it again. I hope they make a fucking sequel, because I would love to see a whole other 90 minutes full of all those crazy kills. So it's like essentially just a cursed toy. Like this monkey, whoever comes into possession of it, like sometimes it like beats the drums by itself. Sometimes somebody turns it and activates it, but it will always kill somebody at random. And, like, it doesn't necessarily have to be somebody in the room. Sometimes it's just somebody in town. But people get murked in these just... Sometimes they're a little Final Destination-y. And sometimes it's just someone's on the golf course and a cobra shoots out of the cup and bites somebody on the neck. Or sometimes it's like a kind of like a Rube Goldberg, like, oh, a ball rolled down a hill and bonked this thing, and that tipped over and cut a wire, and then a thingy swung and knocked someone's head off.
How was Elijah Wood in it?
Very small part, but
Yeah, I feel like he hasn't been in much lately.
it was funny. He definitely had a funny part in the movie.
Why is he not in movies anymore? That much anymore?
He has like a production company. Let me.
Yeah, I'm looking through his Wikipedia. You know, he was the producer or a producer on The Greasy Strangler.
Yeah, this
One of the worst movies I've ever seen.
the some of the humor and the weirdness was a little Greasy Stranglery, but not as extreme as it is in Greasy Strangler. Just sort of like absurd. But yeah, he's got Spectre Vision is his production company. So he's probably doing a lot of stuff like that, and then just popping up in things that he finds fun, finds cool little projects, and gets involved in them. But like the guy that wrote and directed this, Osgood Perkins, he also did Longlegs, that Nick Cage serial killer movie, and they could not be any more tonally different. Like Longlegs was very serious and also strange, but just kind of eerie. This one was just fucking silly and bonkers and over the top, and I had a fucking blast. I loved it. I'll suck 4.25 monkey dicks.
Oh, wow, I thought you were gonna
Really?
Yeah, I thought it
fit
was
more
fucking great.
monkey dicks into your mouth.
I mean, I could definitely see this not landing with everybody. I mean, it already has like I think it has like a 2.9 on Letterboxd, and it's got a good score on Rotten Tomatoes, but the audience score is very bad. But because like again, it's so strange. I don't know if a lot of people are prepared for what happens in this movie, but fucking bring it on. Say make more Osgood Perkins movies. Give him a long leash. Let him do whatever the fuck he wants. Get weird with it. Much success. Well, I guess
Did you see any films this week, Jeff?
I did not. Nothing new.
Did you, Shuddy?
I did not, no. Nope.
I gotta get into. Is Severance still mid-season or
There's 2 episodes left.
I
Next
gotta watch it? Everyone says it kicks ass.
next week is the season 2 finale.
I thought you said there's 2 more episodes left.
Yeah, there's one this week.
Yeah,
And
this
Oh, I
week
there's
see,
and
I see, I
next.
see. The new one's coming out tonight, right?
no, Thursday, I think.
I gotta check it out. It kicks ass, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
awesome.
I got a few of my buddies are saying it's turning pretty iconic.
I saw some headline, and you see so much shit. It's hard to tell what's fucking bullshit and what isn't. But something was saying that it costs like $16 million each episode,
Really?
which is crazy.
Yeah.
It does have a pretty stacked cast, but I can't see it like 16 million. That's a lot of fucking money.
Yeah. Hmm.
But yeah, it's solid. Did you guys watch the Oscars at all?
Nope.
I watched every minute of the Oscars. I'm kind of embarrassed to admit that, but I wrote up that betting piece like we talked about, so I wanted to see how my bets did. Um, Bill's girlfriend had to do something with her family, so Bill came over. We ordered a fuck ton of Wingstop, watched some NBA in the top screens and the Oscars on the main TV. It's the first time in a couple of years that I actually sat down and watched the Oscars, and I actually had a good time. I thought Conan O'Brien did a pretty good job. It was not brief at all. I thought it was going to go 3 hours and went 4 hours. I know they're used to going over their runtime, but
Yeah, they went
I
way
didn't really
over.
have much going on, so it wasn't a big deal. But I enjoyed myself.
I agree. I thought, just like you said, Conan was a fucking great host. He was really funny. I like the bits that they planned out. I liked the sandworm playing a heart bit. I liked the Sandman showing up.
Yep.
harassing Timothy Chalamet. Um, I thought, I mean, some surprise presenters. I will say I was not expecting fucking Quentin Tarantino to come out and present Best Director. That was awesome.
Why isn't it usually the winner from the year before presents?
Yeah, beats me.
They do that with the acting categories, right?
I
I don't
think.
know.
I
Yeah, I
mean,
was surprised to see Quentin Tarantino out there.
they had Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal present for Best Picture.
I don't
It's like, oh
know.
shit, getting some from When Harry Met Sally revival.
Yeah, one of my favorite movies ever. It was good to see them again.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. There was, I had to. I didn't catch every second of it because I was walking the dog, turned it on a little late. I was watching through Hulu and it like wouldn't let me fucking start from the beginning. Um, and I had to handle a few work things and miss some of it, but I caught the majority of it. And as I was watching it, like I didn't pull up my little Oscar cheat sheet to see what picks we made. And as it was going, I was like, "Fuck! I think I'm whiffing on almost everything. I'm doing terribly, and I have a feeling I lost. But we can go through the motions, and we'll find out our fates together. As most people know, every year we single out the top categories of the Oscars. We make our picks. Whoever gets the least amount correct has to do a punishment. I feel like have I gotten a lot of the last L's?
Yeah. The cow piss last year, that was Oscars, right?
Yes.
But then the year before that, I think Stroman, was that Oscars?
Yep, that was.
And then the year before that,
Was that
I
Britney
don't
Spears?
remember, but I thought it was you, Kevin.
Yeah, I think so.
And I mean, I don't remember 2 years ago, so I can't go back any further than that. um,
Well, the categories we went through, we started with Best Animated. Myself and Geoff both picked Wild Robot. Shuddy picked Inside Out 2, but it went to Flow. Flow, which was a dialogue-free movie about a cat surviving a flood with a bunch of other animals, and it was interesting, but I would not call it the best animated movie I saw last year.
so if I didn't pick Wild Robot, I probably would have won money on that category. I saw that that Flow was taking sharp betting action for best animated feature. But I already locked in my MSPH picks, and I didn't feel like, and I already wrote 1,100 words for the Academy Awards betting preview that I did. I didn't want to add another 150 for animated feature, but I almost bet Flow at plus 200 odds because I saw that it was getting late sharp money.
Yeah, I don't know why I fucking went with Wild Robot. Of course, the weird artsy fartsy 4-in-1 with no dialogue was gonna win.
Wait a second. I have you as having Inside Out too, and me and Shuddy having the Wild Robot.
Really?
That's what I had. Maybe I have it
Oh,
wrong. Doesn't matter. All three of us lost.
maybe I did
However,
pick
the picks
Inside Out
worked
too,
out.
and I wrote it in my notes wrong because I feel like I
I,
remember saying like they're gonna give it to Pixar.
yeah,
And
I have you. I have you as going with Inside Out too, an animated feature. I have all the. I have
I
the
also have you going with
scores.
Inside Out too.
yeah, I
But I
figured.
Okay,
have Jeff and I going with Flow. I don't know what happened.
I think
really?
I think that's
No,
in
Jeff,
reference
that
to
was
your
a
guys' period.
that was a joke.
Uh,
Jeff was really confused for a
well,
second.
I didn't get the reason for the lie. Do you know how the scoring broke down, Shuddy?
No, not at all. I
Okay.
have no idea. I was just trying to get us a point right out of the gate. That's all.
Yeah, I think we're all right on points, but I don't want to spoil it. Let's keep going.
Yeah, because we were kind of all over each other's nuts this year. So, best adapted
Whoa.
screenplay, we all picked Conclave. Conclave won.
Yep.
Best original screenplay, we all picked Anora. Anora won.
I really wanted to flip flop on our next category because this one, I I knew Honora was gonna clean up here, but best director.
Yeah, Geoff went with The Brutalist. I went with The Substance. I don't know why. Shuddy picked Anora, and of course, Anora won. Anora just like fucking swept this year. So that brings Shuddy to 3 points. Me and Geoff are at 2. Best supporting actor, Geoff and Shuddy both picked Kieran Culkin. I picked Yuri Brosiov from Anora. And that was the one category that Anora did not win for.
Do we think Kieran Culkin's wife is with child already?
Yeah, he did say he was going to nut in her and give her another baby in his acceptance speech.
Cream pie enthusiast on the record.
Yeah. I mean,
I think she's only a cream pie enthusiast when he wins awards based on his speech. She was strictly no cream pies unless you win an Emmy, and then once he won the Emmy, she said no more cream pies until you win an Oscar.
I wonder if he got a vasectomy and if he's gonna reverse it.
You're walking us into territory that we probably shouldn't go in.
I'm just saying.
I wonder if he'll have an abortion.
If I'm married to my lady, I'm not giving up green pies. I don't know how it's. I don't know how you're going to prevent the pregnancy, but I am not. I'm not going to stop jizzing inside you.
Yeah, he had a very entertaining speech, and there was a lot of people talking about, him and his Succession co-star Jeremy Strong were up against each other. And did you guys hear about like how they might have been like taking shots at each other in interviews leading up to the Oscars?
No.
Like Kieran was saying something about how method acting is bullshit and taking shots at it, and it's like annoying to deal with people that do method acting, and Jeremy Strong is a notorious method actor, and it seems like Kieran Culkin takes on roles that are very similar to his own personality, like not necessarily the scumbagginess of a Roman Roy, but like the same,
Just sharp.
yeah, like the sharpness, the confidence, just like the charm.
I mean, just look at Roman Roy versus his character in Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, and
they're virtually identical, except one's gay and the other's a degenerate.
And the character that Kieran Culkin plays in A Real Pain is the same guy. Is essentially Roman Roy. So like they kept cutting back and forth between him and Jeremy Strong just looked fucking bitter.
I saw them on the red carpet though. They looked like everything was okay.
Maybe that was because Jeremy Strong was like, yeah, have fun now, because I'm going to smoke you in Best Supporting Actor. And then when that didn't come to fruition, he was like, motherfucker, you're not having any kids because I'm going to cut your balls off tonight.
Did you ever see The Apprentice?
No.
I want to watch it. I knew what it was about, but I didn't know like what era of Trump it was covering. And I didn't realize Jeremy Strong plays Roy Cohn, and Roy Cohen is a fascinating, evil motherfucker.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I would love to watch that movie.
I've heard nothing but good things. I do want to check it out.
Yeah, I'm sure it was awesome. I'm definitely going to check it out.
So yeah, that puts Shuddy up to 4, Geoff up to 3, and me at 2. And that takes us to Best Supporting Actress. I don't know how the fuck you guys called this with like the most poorly reviewed movie of the year. You guys picked Zoe Saldana from Emilia Perez. I picked Felicity Jones from The Brutalist, and you guys somehow sniffed it out.
I mean, okay. Uh, why did you go with Felicity Jones?
She's a pretty solid actor. I mean, The Brutalist is one of the. It just seems like an Oscar bait movie. It's fucking sad, and she was really good in it. And I figured, oh, it's sad, good acting. Give it to her. I definitely was not expecting Emilia Perez getting an acting Oscar for
Other than
anybody else.
watching the movies, he did zero research, is what happened, Geoff.
I'm guessing since you guys were locked in on pretty much every category that you just like read an article that had the best odds and then you just went with that, right?
Yep. Just like
Yeah.
every year. Just like every year.
Well, I actually zagged it in a few spots, and I picked up. I mean, I knew going in what shit he was doing, then I picked up on it as it was happening. But I zagged on the actor and actress spots. That's what it ended up helping me in the long run. And I zagged a couple years ago with Parasite. If you remember, I picked Parasite to win Best Picture, and that was an upset.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't just go off of betting odds, but Kevin, you should probably familiarize yourself with the betting odds next year. I can send you a link.
I would, but if the three of us pick the same thing in every single category, it doesn't make for a great show.
That's true. But
And then we all
knowing
tie.
the betting odds gives us such a leg up over you. We probably should figure out a way to make it more fair moving forward. That's something we can address. I mean, depending on the results of this, we'll see.
Oh yeah,
But,
what's gonna happen?
yeah. But we should probably, I don't know, maybe we draft categories or do something of that nature. We got to figure out a way to even the playing field because the ice is tilting away from you, Kevin.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, it's not really a segment if you guys just read an article and just pick what the articles pick, because then everybody's picking the same thing.
It's true. Again, I did try to zag. I did. I went with Brady Corbett. I went with the he's one underdog. I went with underdog and best actress and best actor. So I tried.
So I probably should just read these articles, but it's also not one of those things that's necessarily based on stats. It's like, well, look how this guy played in this game under similar conditions, and this guy is known for kicking this many yards. It's like, it's fucking blind Academy voting.
Is it? But if it's right just about every year, there's obviously something that goes into it, and they're not just picking odds randomly.
That's your point, Kevin.
I
can't figure it out, honestly. Shuddy's right, but so are you.
Because I asked the people that I go to my lunches with, and a couple of them are voting Academy members, and I was like, fucking break it down to me. Like, what is this process? Like, how do people know ahead of time? And they didn't even really know. Because, Emilia Perez just got fucking dunked on. And it's like, okay, it's like the most poorly rated and reviewed movie of the year, yet all these magazines are like, yep, that's going to win this award, and it does. It's like, what? You motherfuckers have DeLoreans? What is this? But
probably because it's less about the votes and more about the industry, which is what the Academy has been accused of many times over the years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Odds change as the year progresses, right? So, I think Oppenheimer last year opened up at plus 500 when DraftKings first started taking odds bets for Best Picture. But then as it started winning awards, the odds started to improve in its favor of winning the Best Picture at the Academy Awards. So some of it's that, which is where I figure you'd have a leg up because your main shit is movies. I'm more worried about sports, so I figured you'd be paying attention to, what movies are doing what in the awards circuit. I just parachute in the day
Yeah.
before we make our
Well,
picks.
I think that's the thing, because like I kind of watch the movies and then vote with how I think they would go or should go. Not like, oh well, this award show gave it to this award show gave it to this. We're the Oscars, we'll just be posers and do the same thing too. And then I feel like there used to be kind of more surprises and upsets in the Oscars. And it seems like just from these last few years, they've become just fucking unbelievably predictable. So maybe it is at the point now where it is just a formula. Like, these motherfuckers are just showing their hands. Like, they don't seem to be voting on like what they think actually was the best. It's like, well, what's trending, and let's hop on that bandwagon.
Yeah, but every now and then you'll get a year like Parasite, or you'll get a year like I think Shape of Water was an underdog too. Um, you'll get underdogs like that, or I guess the most famous one's probably Shakespeare in Love, right? Um,
Or Crash. I know
yeah, I don't
people.
remember what the betting odds were. Okay, so yeah, I actually have. So in November of 2023, Oppenheimer was 8-1 plus 800 odds to win Best Picture. Um, Before last year's Oscars, it closed at minus 5,000.
What the
So
fuck?
it just crushed award season, and everyone. I'm sure you picked Oppenheimer last year, right? I would assume you did. So I mean, you knew it, and I don't know. Maybe for next year, if you don't want to familiarize yourself with the odds, you got to go with like a top down approach. I
Yeah.
mean, meaning you had Honora as Best Picture.
Yeah.
Well, the you didn't pick Honora to win Best Actress.
Yeah. Well, it got 5 out of the 6. It didn't get them all.
That's true. But if you thought Honora was going to win Best Picture, you probably should have thought the person playing Honora would win Best Actress, right?
You'd think, but that also doesn't always play out the same way. Either way, whatever. Why are we trying
Yeah,
to
that's
fucking figure
true.
out this fucking stupid ass Oscars process? And it's not even like there's one dude named Oscar sitting in a booth like, I choose Honora. It's just like a fuckload of people casting like blind ballots, and the ballots are like ranked. So like sometimes something gets like nuked, and then they tally everybody's number 2 vote for the category. It's fucking weird. But
Yeah.
anyway,
I mean, the odds thing is just price speculation. These books take bets and they'll move the odds based on the bets. So, however people are betting, that's the way they're moving it.
one of the things I learned watching the Oscars last night was I haven't really seen too much of Sean Baker just talking, and I really like that guy. He seems like a likable dude.
Yeah.
I I especially liked his best director speech where he was like pleading with people to support theaters and like stop watching movies on fucking tablets and your screen. Like enjoy the experience. See it with people. See it in a fucking theater. See it on a big screen.
Dude, he had a fucking hilarious like pause moment during his first acceptance speech. I was dying and it wasn't that big of a deal, but just the way he said it, he said he just wanted a special thank you to the sex workers and always and being very reliable for him and being being a group of people that he can count on and help him with his work. It was just like the way he said it was just like, how many prostitutes have you banged, dude?
Yeah, he probably should have been like, oh, by the way, I should clarify. I just write a lot of sex worker characters in my movies. That's what I mean.
Dude, I saw this and I incorporated this in my article. I saw this on Bill Maher's show, but apparently 14 of the best actress winners have won by playing a role as a prostitute. It's like kind of like a hack to win best actress. You just play
No
a
way.
sex worker.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he like listed all of them.
I wonder if that's the Academy secretly being like, show more boobies, show more
Yeah.
boobies.
Yeah, dude. Fucking nudity and sex work. That'll help you win awards.
Apparently. Because that takes us to Best Actress. I picked Demi Moore. Shuddy, you picked Demi Moore as well, right? Are my notes correct there?
Yes, I feel it. That sounds right.
And because I kind of thought maybe, she made that whole speech at like the Golden Globes or whatever award she won. She's like, I've never won an award before, and people are like, yay, Demi Moore, Renaissance. But Geoff gets another point. They went with a young cat. They went with a Miss Honora herself, Mikey Madison. I did think it was cool that Sean Baker gave Quentin Tarantino props after he won Best Director, and he was like, hey, if you didn't put her in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Honora would not have happened.
Yeah.
Like, no
He
shit.
said he wouldn't have been able to make that movie.
Yeah.
Another little fact or stat, which is funny that I included stats in my Academy Awards breakdown. Mikey Madison was on screen for 78% of Honora. Demi Moore was on screen for only 42% of the substance. So the analogy that I used was just like a usage rate stat in like basketball or football, where it's like Madison, she legit did more work in her movie. It's like, that's why I think she's going to win.
I mean,
You
there
got
was,
there.
I forget who it was. It might have been like Meryl Streep, but somebody got a Best Supporting Actor award, and they had like a total of like 3 minutes of screen time or some shit like that.
Wasn't it? Well, didn't Anthony Hopkins win Best Actor for Silence of the Lambs? And he was like in it for like really like 15 minutes of like the 2.5 hour movie. I thought that was the example.
I think there's a more egregious example of somebody having like very very little screen time. I mean, I think Isabella Rossellini was nominated this year, and she was barely in Conclave. She had a really small part.
Beatrice Straight in Network from 1997 holds the record for the shortest screen time of an acting Oscar winner. She won Best Supporting Actress with only 5 minutes and 2 seconds of screen time.
Damn.
Judi Dench got one for 5 minutes and 52 seconds for Shakespeare in Love. Anthony Hopkins was 16 minutes in Silence of the Lambs.
That's gnarly. I would be fucking so proud of that. I'd be like, 5 minutes. 5 minutes of work for this baby.
I know, right?
I dildo myself in the ass with it every night. I'm not even into that.
Yeah, you would never get me to stop bragging about that.
Oh, you don't say.
I know that comes as a shock.
So Best Actor, 2 more of these left. Geoff, you picked Timothée Chalamet.
Yep. Didn't get there.
Shuddy and I picked Adrian Brody, and it did go. Adrian Brody is 2 for 2 on his Oscars. And one of the rare times I've seen somebody give the wrap it up music, and win. Like,
Dude.
he went. I love how he was like, "I'm going to keep this brief." Acting is. I was like, "Oh, you are not fucking keeping this brief, dude."
Dude, it was hilarious. He stopped the wrap up music. He's like, I've been here before. All right, I'll keep it brief. So acting, it's fragile. It's a really fragile. It was just like, oh my God, dude. It was, if he didn't just like say, I'm going to keep it brief, it would have been annoying, but then it got to the point, oh, this is hilarious. I want to see how long he can go.
Yeah.
Like I want him to force security to come on stage.
Like he told them to stop playing the Wrap It Up music. They killed the music. And then he kind of just riffed and like I know we make a lot of office references, but it reminded me that when Michael Scott is giving a speech at like Phyllis's wedding, and it like he just keeps going on, and then it cuts to him talking to the camera. He's like, when time isn't really a factor, I like to do multiple opening lines for a speech. Like he went so long and just clearly didn't like flush out a speech in his head ahead of time so he could just blurt it out. He was just winging it. And he's just like, all right, let's see. What else did I want to say? Post Wrap It Up music. Then he got the Wrap It Up music again. He got hit with it twice.
Yeah. And then I like how he sneaks in a thank you to his parents at the end. Oh yeah, I forgot my parents. Like, probably should have led with that one, right?
I don't know. When he thanked his wife and then they cut to her and I'm like, yeah, keep thanking her. Thank her a couple more times.
Yeah.
She's very, very pretty.
Dude, I actually Googled her. She's super hot. I'm pretty sure she's Harvey Weinstein's ex-wife.
Really?
I think so.
Yikes.
I got bogged down with sports betting stuff that I had to clear out of that. But let me see yeah, she was married to Harvey Weinstein from 2007 to 2021.
Christ.
Yeah. And she's his girlfriend, not his wife.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she was married to Harvey Weinstein. But yeah, she said, so I think Adrian Brody is Harvey Weinstein's children's stepdad.
Yeah, this article that I just see says that they call him Popsy.
Popsy?
Which he apparently said in his speech.
He did, yeah.
Interesting. Well, I mean, I will say, I don't think The Brutalist was the most exciting movie of the year. I don't think I will watch it again. But that dude, he fucking crushed it, man. I was sitting in the theater and I'm like, haha, I know 1 point I'm going to get in the Oscars bet this year. Because this motherfucker's getting it.
Yeah. Dude, I think both of his Oscar award-winning roles, he played a Holocaust survivor. So, Holocaust survivor or prostitute, and you're going on the ballot.
Man, in 2026, if Adrian Brody plays a guy who gets paid to suck someone's dick to escape the Holocaust, he is sweeping.
Dude. Yeah, that's a shoo-in.
So then, yeah, Best Picture, we all picked Anora. Anora obviously won. Fucking everybody's been jizzing their pants all year over Anora. And after seeing Sean Baker's speeches, I do really like the guy. I think he's charming. Seems like a nice dude. I'm glad he got a fucking broke a record, I think, for getting 4 Oscars for the same movie in 1 year. Because he edits his own movies. He got an editing Oscar. He got Best Screenplay. He got Best Director. And then he gets a trophy for the Best Picture. And all in fucking indie film.
Yeah, he wrote, directed, and edited Anora. So he got all those awards.
Yep. So good for him.
Triumph.
Good for him. It's nice to see an indie filmmaker out there crushing it.
So I was watching this like I was like betting on sports and like it was a big game because I was tracking the scoring and I knew that me and you both lost the tiebreaker for best production design. Shuddy actually won that. He didn't need it. But if Mikey Madison didn't win, me and you would have tied with the lowest score, Kevin, and we would have had to figure it out from there. I don't know, maybe. Yeah, I don't even know what that would have turned into.
I think that means we would just have to suck each other's dick on the podcast. Like, we both get punished.
Scissor while pooping.
I didn't know if we were going to blow each other or wife swap, but it was going to be something terrible.
I think Shuddy's onto something. I think we would have to get, like, we would have to Donald Duck it, press our buttholes up against each other. No, first, go out.
Laxatives.
Yeah, we'd have to take laxatives, go to Chipotle, press our nude buttholes up against each other and have a poop tug of war to see who shits up the other person's ass.
You'd have to like Dexterize whatever one of your rooms you guys are going to use.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
we
we could do the in the last Jackass movie where Dark Shark, I think is that his name, Dark Shark and
Dark
Aaron
Shark.
McGahee. They have the fucking tarantula in the tubes, and they gotta blow on it to see which like get the tarantula to go into one of the other person's like fucking headgear. We could have done something like that.
Yeah. Well,
Didn't come to that though,
no,
Kevin.
you dodged a bullet, and it hit me.
I know you're standing behind me.
Yeah, my superpower kicks in once again of losing, and we will have to figure out my punishment once again for this year. So anybody with some Oscar bet loss punishment ideas, suggestions, let's try and keep them reasonable. I'm not going to put my dick in a guillotine and chop it off. We're not going to do any sort of permanent physical damage here. I'm not going to blow Geoff.
Gonna ruin one of Carl's yoga classes.
Yeah. But, well, nothing that'll get me on a registry, nothing that'll make me have to knock on my neighbor's doors and introduce myself every time I move into a new neighborhood. But we'll find it. We always do. Every year we find something suitable, and I shall be punished. It will happen. So there you go. There you fucking go. God damn it. I did go to this have you ever heard of Cosmo?
Are you asking both of us or just Geoff?
Both of you.
No.
I haven't. I kind of thought it was like one of those, based on the picture you sent. I thought it was like one of those where you can like, it's almost like an IMAX of like a live event.
Oh. Okay, I get it now. You were at a sports bar.
No. But it's almost like the Sphere in Vegas, but way scaled down.
Right, for live sports events.
Well, that's one of the things they show there, but they have produced things that you buy tickets for.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like you can go there and watch a game. Although, does that seem appealing to you guys as sports fans?
As a
Uh,
novelty, it would be fun, but I don't know that that would be my preferred way to watch sporting events.
yeah, I don't really like leaving my house for sporting events.
It seemed a little jarring. They did, like, when in the wide shots, they did kind of make it look like you're there in the audience of a live event. But then again, unless you're sitting really, really close, I feel like a lot of the times for when you go to a sporting event, are you watching the Jumbotron so you can see things kind of zoomed in?
No.
No, you're watching like the tiny little figures from far away?
If I was going to a sporting event to watch the Jumbotron, I would just stay home and watch it on my television.
So you never
Yeah, they're
get
not.
nosebleed tickets, right?
What'd you say?
So you'll never get like nosebleed tickets. You'll just not go if that's the option.
I mean, I don't have any problem sitting up at the top of the link to watch an Eagles game.
Yeah,
And then I'll watch the replays on the Jumbotron, but when it's happening, I'm watching the field.
yeah, like the figures aren't as small as I think you think they are, Kevin. Even if you're at top seats for a football game, you can still see the action.
Yeah, this isn't WWE, one small ring in the middle of the field, and then you're sitting so far away. It's 22 giant humans spread across 50-yard field wide.
You can
So,
tell I've
yeah,
been to a lot of these.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, it seemed a little distracting, but then again, what the fuck do I know? Like, but I
Did you
guess,
drink there?
yeah, they have a bar. They serve cocktails. They have food. I got like a smash burger. It was pretty good. And then I got truffle popcorn, and that was terrible. I was very surprised. was like, ah, how bad could popcorn be? Like, this is either going to be awesome or just like, ah, that was some good popcorn. I was not expecting it to taste like a fucking tennis ball full of farts. But
Yeah.
we went with a big group of people for one of my buddy's birthdays, and it was a very trippy show that we had selected. It was something about like the cosmos, and then something called like liquid universe, some shit. So I kind of figured we were getting a double feature of some cool cosmic shit, some outer space shit, and then maybe like an underwater documentary shot with cool cameras, and then you just get this big panoramic experience because it is this just giant dome. You're kind of pressed right up against it. But the outer space one was kind of like a Windows 98 screensaver, and it was like it was kind of like talking about the origins of Earth, and then it was like, did you know that when people die, they have funerals? But when elephants die, they bury their dead, and they've been doing it longer than you. I was like, oh, shit. All right, shots fired. And then they were like, and people, the humans think they're so cool because they fly around in planes using technology. But did you know that birds have been flying, and they do it themselves, and they've been doing it longer than people have existed? And I'm like, Jesus Christ, I didn't realize I was coming to get fucking roasted by Don Rickles here. Take that, humans. You got my number. And then it just went to like the, voiceover clips of astronauts talking about like going up into space and looking at the Earth and be like, oh, it really puts things into perspective. And I did not partake because I'm a wuss. But there were people taking some mushrooms and stuff there. And I don't think it helped. I think everybody was laughing at how stupid it was.
Yep, you should have gone to watch a sporting event. Both of those sound fucking lame.
I mean, I would have just been like, can I fucking plug my PS5 into this? Like, might be kind of cool to play some Cyberpunk in here.
Yeah, I didn't know what this is called, but I knew what you were talking about when you sent the picture of the link. This thing does always look fucking cool. I didn't realize it was in LA, but it makes sense because I saw other LA people there. How much did it? I'm sure you already said this. How much did it cost?
It was like a $50 ticket.
That was it?
Yeah. I mean, that's it. I mean, that seems like a lot.
You can only go for like one showing, right? So like if I want to go for a game, I'm just going for the one Lakers game and then I'm out, right?
Yeah.
It's not that bad. I mean, maybe I'm just like scarred by living in LA County for as long as I have, or it's just like, I mean, you go out to a bar, a decent bar, you get like two cocktails with tip. You're close to 50. You're close to 50 right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but here you get $50 just gets you in the door, and then you have to spend another 50 on two cocktails.
Fair enough. Yeah. I'm just saying nothing's cheap. And if you told me $100 a ticket, that wouldn't have been surprising.
It seems like they have the ability to do something cool with this tech, but they haven't quite found it yet.
Well, I'm looking at the sports stuff and it looks pretty cool. you just aren't that into it. I mean, if they made like if you can make like an Avengers film out of this.
I've heard that if you go to a football game, they kind of cut from just like a wide shot from up in the nosebleeds, and then when any team gets close to the end zone, they have a camera like right behind the end zone, and like that is like really cool and exciting. But the rest of the game, you're kind of watching from far away, and you're just like, okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at the. I'm on the website or on their Instagram right now, and
I would argue that the seats that you get the view from the end zones are probably worse watching the game live than being up in the nosebleeds.
Really?
Yeah, being in an end zone like that, when you don't have the full field perspective, is you don't you miss a lot, I feel.
Oh wow. I'm on the Cosmo. Oh, I think this is just Dallas, Texas. Shit. But I'm on the Cosmo Instagram, and Seamus and that guy Drew McIntyre are they're advertising WrestleMania 41 taking over Cosmo. You can get two tickets, or you can get tickets for both days of WrestleMania to watch it there. I wonder if that's any good.
I mean, I think that at these events they have their own special cameras there capturing it. So it
I don't know.
could be kind of neat.
I'm gonna see how much the WrestleMania tickets are gonna cost.
It was just funny watching like a bunch of people on mushrooms at this event that's billed as like this like crazy trippy shit, and everybody's just laughing at it. Like, yeah, okay. Like,
Wait, you had people on your party on mushrooms?
yeah,
Oh, that's sweet.
we went with a huge group of people, and like I feel like everybody was expecting at any moment for like flying toasters to just start going across the screen. Like some of the graphics looked like a Primus music video from 1994.
Dude, you could watch Monday Night Raw there tonight. I mean, they have something every day.
Yeah.
They got EPL tomorrow. They got the Knicks game and Clipper game tomorrow night. It's pretty sweet, actually. Might want to check it out.
I mean, it's something to do.
You can
I
watch
would.
UFC there. The
They
UFC event this weekend.
they did show like a whole bunch of previews of stuff. They're like, these are the things we offer, and they showed like a couple clips of UFC, a couple clips of basketball, a couple clips of soccer, some football. And again, it was one of
Dude,
those things where I'm looking around like, I don't know, is this doing anything for anybody? Because I don't get it.
yeah, they're playing the Players Championship final round. Back nine there. That'd be fucking sweet.
Yeah.
Is everything $50? Is that standard rate, Jeff? From what you're
It's not showing any it's not showing any prices, it's just showing the events. I have to click in to find the prices. I'll go to the players one though. It's the one I'm most interested in. Get tickets. Dome reserved.
I wonder if it's like a sliding scale.
Yeah, I'd assume so,
Because
but
I know like UFC pay-per-views are expensive. WWE stuff is expensive. I wonder if they upcharge it for
did
events
you
like
get
that.
well,
the dome?
WWE stuff, there's no pay-per-view anymore.
Oh,
Hit
I didn't realize
PLE?
they completely just shifted straight to PLE, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
So you could go to the what did you go see again, Kevin?
I saw oh god. One of them was like Liquid Universe, and
Did you do general admission, dome reserved, or hall reserved?
oh, I don't know. Someone bought the tickets and I just Venmoed them.
I see Liquidverse, Orbital.
Orbital. I saw that one.
Yeah, apparently there's a double feature event, Orbital and Liquidverse. So is that you?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you click into that one, Monday, March 7th. Oh, no, I thought I can go for a specific day. I do Monday, March 10th, next week. Level 2. It's kind of a pain in the ass. Yeah, it looks like $44 each. That's about what you paid, right?
Yeah.
The golf was only $11.
No way.
Yeah, but that was general admission. For reserved, it was $33. But still cheaper than what you paid.
If they could somehow find a way to like get one of those like tracking little drone cams to follow a ball. So like someone just like hits a ball off the tee, sends it a few hundred yards, and a fucking tracking drone cam is just going with the ball, and you're just sitting there in the seat like, oh! I would pay to go see that. That sounds like it would be sick.
All right, WrestleMania night one. Get tickets. Dome reserved, only $209.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
General admission, $33. Level one sold out. So
holy
actually,
shit.
pretty sure it's sold out.
I wonder if people bring signs to that.
I doubt it. That'd be sweet though. Love that kind of commitment. Damn, I do want to check this out though.
I would
$11 for golf isn't bad. Maybe I can talk my lady into going.
I'd
You
be
could go watch Raw there tonight for $11.
I know,
I'd be
but
curious to get your thoughts on it.
yeah, I'll check it out. Where is it?
Because it's in Inglewood. So like as a non-sports guy going to some like very underwhelming fucking screensaver show, I would say like if you're gonna go, eat some mushrooms, but apparently even that doesn't cut it. So I would say eat a fucking mass amount of mushrooms to give yourself a fighting chance. But the sports stuff could be sick.
Challenge accepted. I would love to do that. Um, Might be able to go see some of the Masters there.
Hmm.
Be sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll report back. I think I'm gonna end up going and seeing golf one. I can talk to my girlfriend and going to watch a golf round with Mia here.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, you just get some drinks. I recommend the smash burger. It was pretty bomb.
All
So the
right.
food was decent.
Well, I got it without the fucking magic sauce because it's mixed in with onions, and Carl was not a fan of the sauce. I got it without and thought it was pretty bomb. So
Nice.
make it that way you will.
It's,
But yeah, I would be remiss if I didn't mention my buddy, the Dingo, passing away. Hit like a fucking bag of bricks, man. Anybody who was...
I could not.
What's up?
Sorry, Kevin.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I could not believe it when I saw that on the internet.
I know. I mean, I woke up and saw people posting stuff about it, but I couldn't track down anything like concrete. And it was like, okay, well, this would be a weird thing to do a hoax on. But like, once I saw it hit TMZ, I was just like, oh God, you got to be fucking kidding me. I know a huge portion of our audience still listens to the Ella show, and I mean, Dingo, we had Dingo Mondays. He was there every Monday. He was there for every special event. When we would go on the road and go to like the X Games and stuff, Dingo was there. I mean, he was clutch too because he knew all the athletes. He was in the pocket of, extreme sports and action sports. And, a lot of times it was just like, shit, Dingo knows this guy so well. Just fucking take over. You're asking all the right questions. And he was a very just silly, fun-loving guy, just always in the mood to laugh. And he was game for like all the weird shit we threw at him. And he was just one of those people where like, Mondays, not to sound like Garfield, but who's excited about Mondays, Weekend's over, you drag your ass into the office, and then fucking Dingo walks in, and you're like, yeah, you know what? It's not that bad. This is going to be a good day. He was one of those people that just had a very contagious energy that was always positive. And just the most infectious laugh ever. Like if something funny in the studio was happening and Dingo laughed at it, that just made you laugh harder. And he just had, a heart of gold. Dude just dedicated so much of his time to charity. He had like the Find Your Grind thing where he would help like kids that were kind of just like lost or needed some sort of direction, find a hobby, find some sort of activity to keep them going. And that was the type of guy he was. He was very, very giving on top of, the fun-loving party guy Dingo that people knew. He got his start snowboarding when he was a little kid. I think he got like signed and was sponsored and doing it professionally at 11. And then he was on the payroll for Monster. He was at every X Games event. He was essentially like just such a fun person to be around. that they would just be like, Dingo, here we're having this event. Just come to it. Just show up and be yourself, so everybody around you has that much better of a time. And like, you know, any big thing that was happening with the Ellis show, Dingo was there. You know, when Josh directed the movie Big Fucking Mega Boat, Dingo's in it. Death That Die puts out a new album, Dingo's in it. And Ellis Mania is happening, Dingo's there. Like, he was just always there. And, you know, I know he had a rough go. You know, he lost his brother, and I know that hit him hard. People have been hitting me up. I don't know what happened to Dingo. And I'm no longer in the inner circle where I would have that information. And if I did and it's not out there, I would not be in a place to say anything anyways. But, man, he was only fucking 38. It's way too young. Especially just for how good of a guy he was. You know, even the fans, like, just instantly recognizable. So any event, I mean, you guys have been to a bunch of Ellis Manias, you know? You're walking around the hotel and they're like, oh shit, there's somebody from the show. I know that guy. And Dingo would just get rushed by fans, and he was very personable, took pictures with everybody, joking around with people. Like, I if I wanted to, I couldn't say anything bad about him. I never had a day where I was like, well, Dingo was kind of being a dick today. Or like, you know, he was great overall. There was that one time where he kind of like did like nothing. Everything is positive with Dingo. So it's awful, man. You know, it's very rare that you hear about like some horrible fucking piece of shit dying. It just seems to be the good people that are leaving us. And Dingo is one of the best. And I spent so much time with that guy. And, you know, obviously, once I left the Ellis show, didn't have too much contact with him. But, I mean, he was one of those people where if I ever needed anything, I could reach out to him, and he'd be there in a heartbeat. And it's terrible to think that, you know, I know I'm gone from that world, but every now and then paths cross and you see somebody from an old life and you catch up, you share a fun moment, and it really sucks to think I'll never see that guy again. You know, I've got plans this weekend. You know, Carl and I are going with another couple. We've had a trip on the books for a while now. We're just going up to Mammoth, and I'm still riding Dingo's board. I think in 2019, when we went to Aspen for the Winter X Games, they were like, hey, and, you know, we'll give you guys all lift tickets. And I was like, well, shit, I haven't been on a snowboard since like my early 20s, but it could be kind of fun to try it out again. And it like, you know, obviously I got bit by the bug. I got right back into it. And Dingo was right there. He's like, dude, I have so many boards in storage. I'll give you a fucking board. And I still ride that board 6 years later. I'm still riding it. And I'm going to ride it this weekend. And it's going to be heavy, you know? Every time I go riding, I look down at that board. I mean, I'm strapping in. And I'm like, man, fucking Dingo's such a good guy. Hook me up with this board for absolutely nothing. And it's gonna hit hard this weekend. But that was another thing too, just like going snowboarding with Dingo, because, you know, he retired professionally, but it was his like favorite thing in the world. So he would get on a board and still, like, it was like, you know, that scene in Christmas Vacation when Clark Griswold takes that little saucer, that metal saucer, and he sprays the bottom of it with that preservative. And he's like, oh, this is going to really send me down the hill. And then there's just a bolt of lightning and he's gone and a trail of smoke. That was Dingo bombing a mountain. Like, we would get off the lift, he would strap in, and you would just see a bolt of lightning and he'd be fucking gone. He just, and, you know, he was a bigger dude. So just seeing that flying down a mountain, I was like, oh my God, I can't imagine what it's like to fall at that speed.
Yeah. Yeah, those action sports guys are gnarly, huh?
Yeah. I mean, Dingo, he also told us one time that when the X Games was really starting to represent snowboarding, they really had no blueprint to go with. They were winging it. So they were just constructing these massive fucking jumps. And they were like, well, I don't know. We have this giant motherfucker built here. And Dingo would be like, I'll try it. I'll be the first one to do it. And he would hit these just like massive, massive jumps that nobody had ever hit before. And he just offered himself up as the guinea pig every time. That's, he loved to be a part of shit. He loved to be, the party guy. He loved to be the guy bringing the mood up. He loved to just be like, yeah, what are we doing? I don't even fucking fully understand what we're doing, but I'm in. I'm game. Let's do it. And, again, 38, really, really young time to go. But I hope his life was full of half the amount of fun that it looked like. Because then it would be a good 38 years. Always had a smile on his face, always laughing. Ah, man. So, rest in peace to the Dingo. Luke Trembath. Love the guy. Just a great fucking dude. Even if you met him for like 5 seconds at a fucking Ellis Mania, you knew.
Which is what I did, and he was super sweet.
Yeah. Great fucking guy. So, had to give him a proper tribute. Because
Glad we didn't let that asshole Droopy come in and talk about this like he had wanted to.
Yeah, sometimes you have to put him in check, Not everything is for you, dude.
You can't break every story, Chirpy.
And I don't want to end the show on a bummer, but I do have a question for you, Geoff. So when we do the show every Monday, after we do this, we do the Patreon show. We've been doing that for 7+ years at this point. Kind of just become old habit now. But Geoff, I wanted to know if you realized that it just keeps recording the whole way through.
You were able to find this, the thing that I asked you to do, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just all one track. We don't stop recording the video. We don't stop recording the audio. Once we finish this show, we'll sometimes take a pee break. We'll get, maybe a quick snack, refill our waters, hop back in, do the Patreon show, and then we're off.
I assume that we kept recording. I just also assume that stuff that happened in between wouldn't be broadcasted. Is that the assumption that I got wrong?
Well, I didn't exactly catch you on, a phone call with the bank giving out your social security number. And
all right, yeah, you didn't. Yeah, okay, this isn't gonna affect my livelihood or relationship, is it?
Oh no,
no.
Oh, okay. Well, what do we got here? I mean, I am aware.
We don't catch anything like that anyway. But, I will say, Geoff, we got to find some way to incorporate your angelic singing voice into the show more, because
oh God,
it really is a treat.
My girlfriend, every time I sing something, she says that I'm hitting the wrong note and that you can't even make out what I'm singing. And I feel like my singing is actually better than she's giving me credit for.
Oh, it is definitely. When we hear this, everybody will know exactly what you're singing.
I feel like the go-to Geoff hits, like a lot of times, if there's just like a lull in the conversation, like before or after the show, you'll kind of hit us with the like, I'm back in the New York groove. You like to belt that one out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I've ever heard your take on this one.
Take me down to the paradise city where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. That's of course Guns N' Roses.
I almost last week, well, Kevin, I almost fell out of my chair. I was just sitting here doing some work. Neither one of you were on camera. Kevin was off peeing, and I heard that, and I just got my phone. I'm like, Kevin, right about now, you need to pull Geoff singing Guns N' Roses. You need to do this.
I mean, if anything should ever happen to Axl Rose, I mean, consider this your audition.
Take me down to the paradise city where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Shiggity boom boom blow. Nice. I don't remember singing that, but I love that song.
Well, you did a great job, my friend.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
And shout out to Eagle Eared Shuddy.
Always on his toes.
Yep. Yep. Shuddy's always got one eye, one ear open when it comes
waiting for you motherfuckers to slip up
when it comes to
in
clowning
any
us.
way, shape, or form.
Got his head's always on a swivel.
But ours are too.
Big fan of Wiener. That's not a fair editing. Cutting off the schnitzel part of it. That's some revisionist history because I never said that particular phrase.
I got it on tape. I don't know. I don't know what you want me to tell you, man.
Yeah, that's not in the spirit of sound bites, but I like it.
All right. Well, there you have it, my friends. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for being a part of the Puminati and spending some time with your old friends at Mad Scientist Party Hour. But if you need more, or if you just want to help out some friends in need, head on over to patreon.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. I believe if you're on the $10 tier, the highest class of Puminati Elite, last week you may have gotten something new every single day. I think Monday had a brand new Patreon show, and you get the video on the $10 tier. Tuesday had What the Fuck Did I Just Watch with Shuddy, Dom, Geoff, and myself. And we watched and did a deep dive on Cutting the Ice.
Cutting Edge.
Cutting Edge. And then Wednesday, a Kevin's Nerd Hole, where I play retro games and usually get pissed off and slam my controller around. Thursday was a double-sized edition episode of Queef or No Queef, where the three of us watch an episode of Deal or No Deal and compete against each other. It was an hour and 20-minute Christmas episode, I think. And then Friday was a Dragon Ball Queef, which is a show that Geoff and I do, and Shuddy guests sometimes, where we watch the first episode of an anime series. And this time it was Rising Impact, a golf anime. So Monday through Friday, fresh content. So check it out. We're busting our balls to try and bring you guys something special, and it would be great if you heard it. So patreon.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. And if you would like to see the video portion of this, go to youtube.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. Again, I'm going to put a link in the description of this one for my friend Bonnie's American Cancer Society run that she's taken donations for. So if you would like to donate a couple bucks, it would be greatly appreciated. So check the links on YouTube. And you can also follow us on Instagram. I'm at Kevin Kraft.
Shuddy Boy.
Geoff for Records.
And at MSPH Podcast. And at John Cooper Movie. Again, thank you to everybody who has been spamming the trailer for the second coming of John Cooper on Instagram, tagging streamers in it. I don't think it helped, but I swear to God, some of those motherfuckers saw it because you guys really came through. So thank you all. Shout out to all of you. And shout out to everybody who has bought a poster for the second coming of John Cooper. Doesn't it look great on a fucking wall?
It looks really good on all of our walls.
You can be just as cool as the three of us and go to etsy.com/shop/John Cooper Movie and score yourself one of these posters.
I'd argue they can be even cooler because they could get one with your signature on it.
That's true. Time will tell. It could lower the value of the poster, but it could keep it even.
And
You never know.
and don't be fooled by the counterfeits on Etsy.
Yeah, I can't believe some fucking jerk off AI bot is stealing the poster, which is wild. But is that a sign that you've made it? I guess when you sell the movie, that's a sign you've made it.
I mean, imitation is the highest form of flattery, they say.
They do say that sometimes. That's why I impersonate you all the time, Shuddy. I'm just trying
Probably gets you into a lot of exclusive places.
I'm just trying to flatter you. It gets me a discount every time I get acai for breakfast. Let's see, what else? Oh, check out Outkick Bets with Geoff Clark.
Yeah, Arnie Palmy alert. Breaking down the Arnold Palmer Invitational this week with Outkick golf writer Mark Harris. So check that out. Week after will be the Players. We got the Masters a little over a month away, so knee deep in golf betting stuff. I've gotten close to hitting outright. Haven't gotten one this year, but I have a feeling the winners are going to start piling up here soon. I'm feeling pretty confident in how I'm seeing the board, so just got to get a little lucky, but stick with me. And even if you don't want to listen, just subscribe, review, get those download numbers up for me, help your boy out. But I appreciate it. Outkick Bets to Geoff Clark.
Do it up, do it up. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. But until next time, something.